Welcome everybody to the Broken Wing Racing League. This is the GT3 Sprint Championship Season 16 Round 1 here at the Red Bull Ring. And it will be a great one. Got 5 minutes 20 seconds left in free practice before we get to qualifying. And it is started a little late on the stream because there's not much to cover. There really isn't. I have no notes. We're here at Red Bull Ring, and it's not ideal to be a Porsche driver. They've been wrecking. They've all been wrecking. And you can see some of the debris, or debris, if you want to call it that, all over the track, as it is quite the endeavor. Joshua Jablonski leads us with that 128.286. There's a Porsche driver off, as you already said this, but I wouldn't wish that car on my enemies. It is a terrible car, and everyone that seems to get into it seems to not do that well. I mean, bar, I think Jacob Simmons did exceptionally well last season in the Porsche, but I digress from my original point. It still sucks. That said, we got the 128s from P1 to P17. It's going to be Marshall Scary in that 17th position. And we got Alex Zier, who's in the 129s in P18. And the 129s goes all the way down into P38. Imagine that. P18 to P38, 129s. All of them. There's going to be some really close racing here, folks. And then after that, we go into the 130s from P39 onward to the end of the grid. There's 48 drivers who have set times on the board, but that isn't the case. Only that we have 54 drivers signed up for today's race. 54 drivers. It looks like I think all of them will be here. There's two that are repeat drivers that I know and am positive they will get under the radar and go into qualifying. Chris Chittering, Adam Tingle, those two drivers. John Storer and Patrick Rich, I'm not sure if they will actually join us. They did register. Craig Carroll's out here, but he hasn't set a time on the board. Oof, Alex Zier in the Mustang, and just had a little bit of a Apo-Laco on the exit of turn 1. And as that's stated, 2 minutes 42 seconds left in practice. That's where we're at. We're going to have a very tight field. The fastest pro driver is Josh Jablonski. Ryan Otis is, in my estimation, a rookie. I don't think I've ever seen Ryan Otis before, but I could be wrong. It's not on my sheets. Ryan Otis, the fastest rookie, because I'm just going to call him a rookie, because I mean, I think I've seen an Otis before, but not in the AM class. And this is going to be a game of who's in what class, because no one's writing the same things. Steve McAllister here, number 1 ticket holder of Caffeine Global Motorsports team, number 2 driver, and very poor GT3 driver. All right. Nice to see you, Steve. I hope you're racing, right? You're in the race. No, I don't. Wait, Steve? Oh, are you just going to be watching this one? Yeah, I don't see Steve signed up. Well. Oh, okay. Well, recover swiftly from that. I guess you just get to see your teammate Craig Carroll do some work here. Maybe he can. He still hasn't set a time on the board. But Ryan Otis is the fastest rookie, and then Aiden Gewurz. He was promoted into the AM class, but was that the wrong category? I mean, the stats speak for themselves, but Aiden is an AM class in the top 10 in free practice. We'll see what happens in qualifying, but this is your AM class leader. as we have the next, I think it is going to be Elliot Burton in the Pro-Am class. I don't think he, yep. And there you go, P10 for the that driver. Jake Daly out there in 11th. He's the next AM class driver. So a bit of a different scenario here. 12 seconds left in practice, and we'll just keep it moving along. The changes in the order were Jeff Koffold, who was a pro, dropped down to Pro-Am. Brandon Burns was an AM class driver and then went to the Pro-Am. So he's been promoted. We got one demotion, one promotion. Aiden Gortz promoted from the rookies to AM class. Marcello De Leo also in the AM class. Maxwell Woodmansee also in the AM class. And Seth Hansen also in the AM class. There we have it. Those are the drivers' promotions and demotions. Brief word from our sponsor before you head into qualifying. And we're back. Thank you, SimMotion. And we have some other additions. As you can see, notably on the right-hand top screen, we have new sponsors. We're still on the outlap here for John Javecki. If I had my notes, I'd be able to tell you what those sponsors are. But I forgot. All right, here we go. SimMotion is the big one. SimMotion. Then Javecki Insurance Agency, Get Good, and RDocs. RDocs is the big R one. See, Get Good's the blue and red one. There we go. I got them all out. Make those sponsors as we go on board with John Javecki for his first flying lap. Now, if I was paying attention in practice, which I wasn't, but if I was, I would know exactly kind of the pace we're going to get out of John Javecki. He's a quick driver. He's a pro driver. But where did he stack up in the top 10? I think he was in the top 10. But, again, we're going to be seeing 128s from P1 to P18. P17, I should say. P18 to P38 was in the 129s. That's a big margin in the 129s, if you think about it. And we're talking fine margins, because the lowest 129 time was good enough for 18. But the highest one, the 129.9s, put you in P38. Looks like we have a little bit of some smoke out of turn one, of course. A lot of incidents are going to happen in turn one. It fairly tight, and what will this time bring him across the board? P1 for the moment, but he's got drivers just behind him. What can they stack up with? Jeff Koffold in second, now dropped down into third as Jake Daly has taken first. Jake Daly is an AM class driver, mind you, so we're seeing an improvement in all drivers in the 130, so this is just going to keep rolling as we get through and more drivers crossing the line. What can Peter Flanner do? It's close. And if it looks a little odd, it's because it is. He is in the Aston Martin, and his livery is definitely not done. You don't even need to see pro decals out of this driver. Imagine that. But he's not set time on the board as Kevin R. Mallard in third. Ryan Otis, who's a rookie driver here, in second. Kevin's definitely going to be another rookie. Welcome, welcome. And then just in the background, that foyer is Mark Foley, who's in fourth. No pro decals out of this driver as well. Well, you know, there you have it. There's a rookie with the right decals. We have 28 drivers who have set times on the board. Angel Angel Vanilla Soto here. What can he do here? John Javecki sets the fastest time again. And Jeff is just behind him. 2 tenths. Peter Flanner didn't manage to win that championship for season 15. Have to take a look here. As Angel has gone into 4th. Gage Hines, pro driver, into 2nd. Kurt Moss up into 17th with his time on the board. And improved on that last lap. Trey Mistak, no time out of him just yet. It's P18 right now for Peter Flanner for 130.5. Ryan Otis improves, was in the top 10, still in the top 10. In the 8th, he did drop down a couple. Prashant Diaraman, they're in 17th. There's a lot of drivers. It's hard to keep track of everyone here. We have Gui Oliveira, rookie driver. Welcome to the league. Ivan Duarte, just behind there. He's kind of going slow, letting people by. Gabriel O'Brien, also welcome to the league. Darius Timms is back. And Richard Swiderski in 35th here. AM class driver Seth Hansen, sporting his new AM class decals. Matthew Jennings, welcome to the league. Cal Strauss, welcome to the league. I think Patrick Rich, I'm pretty sure this driver is let's say in the rookie category. Nope, he's an AM class driver. Charles Whedon is here. And no decals on him. Matthew Jennings, rookie. Welcome to the league. Joshua Justice is back. Welcome back, Joshua. Not enough races for him, I guess. Joshua Justice must still be in the rookie category there. As we have Gage Hines leading with a 129.1. Improvements are going to be everywhere. But as you can see, we have a Valhalla racing driver who has clearly sported the right decals. That is fascinating. It's like they all figured it out. Or did some of them figure it out? Where's another Valhalla driver? I must know. I think that's going to be Jeff. And Jeff is. Jeff's got the Pro-Am decals on. Look at that. 2 for 2, Valhalla. 6 minutes, 56 seconds left in qualifying. Things are still shaping up here in the top 10, top 15. As Pete Flanner has now improved into 4th. Joshua Grassos improves into 5th. Also, not to be forgotten, Narwhal Racing Team. They are back. Now, can they take that inevitable curse of being the bottom team in the team championship, as they've, I think, taken that title a couple times now. Mostly because they just don't race. You'll see Josh for one race, and that might be about it. Chris Schitterling improves, goes into P27 there. And we have 46 drivers who have set times on the boards. Craig Carroll of Caffeine Global Motorsports has gone into 41st there. Charlie Bass, welcome to the league. He's in 44th here. Olin Giddings, welcome to the league. Haven't seen this driver before. Oh, actually saw him in practice. He spun. This could be his first real lap here. We've got Peter Flanner right behind him. There's no off tracks. What's this do? that a legitimate time? It's not showing anything. 133. Oh, and I think he definitely went off track there. I hate to look at a guy when he's making mistakes. Where's Holland? No time on the board for him either. Oof. It's 2 for 2 when I click on these. All right, we'll go to someone who's not doing that. Trey Mistack famously starts from the back of the grid. Not put a time on the board. I doubt he will. 4 minutes and 39 seconds, but just to say, maybe he will finally put one out. Daniel Haynes, welcome to the league. You might have been here already, though. I think this is one of the Valhalla guys. Yeah, he's a Pro-Am. Figuring it all out. Brian Otis. Look at that. The rookie is leading. Austin McGill into second. John Javecki in third. Joshua Jablonski now back down into fourth. Kevin R. Mallard is in fifth. That's a rookie. Gage Hines in sixth. We got a spin right up ahead of Charles Whedon. And Scott Weber? Nope. Charles Whedon. Oh. It was not who I thought it was. Huh. Don't know who that spin was. I thought it was the person I chose. Ooh, look at that. Is that what I think it is? That is an Alpha Tauri livery. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. I have no biases. Except for Red Bull. And Alpha Tauri. Or Visha Cash App. Dumb Intel F1 team. Whatever they're calling themselves. Still Alpha Tauri. Or Toro Rosso if you want to go further back. It's still the same. Awesome livery. Oof. Dang. I'm gonna Haynes into the wall. Well, at least he didn't startle me with my my computer speakers there. Carvalho _91. Thank you for the follow. It's still loud. I can't control the noise aspect of it. Oh, there's a lot of debris. 2 minutes left to go. Brandon Burns improves. Driver who was in the AM class promoted to the Pro-Ams. All right. Where is Colin Giddings here? In the middle. That's actually turn 4. We'll cut back to him. Craig Carroll improves into P39 for his time on the board. Now, we're not seeing a lot of drivers in the 128s. We're only seeing 6. Austin getting demoted to Pro-Am is laughable. Same with Jeff. Austin McGill is not in the Pro-Ams. He is the Pro. Unless my thing is mistaken. Let me check again. No? Yeah, Matthew White. I think it's Wyckoff, right? The Jeff Koffold one is kind of laughable because he is second in qualifying at the moment. Austin McGill, is he he didn't race last season. So if he got demoted, it's not showing for me. Last I see, Austin McGill is still in the pros. But maybe he did get a demotion that I didn't see. Well, that'll get you a demotion right there. That's called timing, folks. Austin McGill into the barrier there. Mark Foley in 6th right now. Well, Jeff's demotion is kind of controversial because that is a Pro-Am driver, now considered Pro-Am, that is going to be fighting in the top 5, almost top 10 even for almost every race. In perspective, we don't have a single other Pro-Am in that top 10, but you can't even say Austin at the moment. This is qualifying. This is qualifying. Well, tell us how you really feel, Jeff. You're gonna show us, I guess, by finishing 2nd right now. We're across the line, only a few drivers left to go, and only 49 drivers qualified. We'll see how many. Gage Hines has just improved into 4th position there. Also, shout out to the Valhalla guys for getting your decals on. And technically, they're correct. I see no reason why Austin McGill would be in the Pro-Ams unless they had stated that in last season. He just didn't run last season and never accepted it. But yeah, the Pro-Ams, when I saw that, I'm like, a little controversial because the only other Pro-Am, and that's Forrest Holland, who improved into 40th there. All right, last one. Race pace sucks. Oh, well, maybe that's it. Let's take a look at the grid here. 1 through 15, you can see on the board to the left. I'll just quickly graze by them as we get to Seth Hansen, who's in 16th. Dylan Thomas is in 17th. Craig Reese 18. Marshall Scarry 19. Angel Vanilla Soto 20. Zach Peterson 21. Elliot Burton 22. Richard Sweaterski 23. Anna Haynes 24. Tyler Kern 25, Kurt Moss 26, Jackson Shalak 27, Eric Koonsman 28, Adam Tingle 29, Scott Weber 30, Prashant Jayaraman 31, Darius Sims 32, Tyler Anderson 33, Colin Luckers 34, Noah Hoskinson in 35, Patrick Rich 36, Chris Schierling 37. That's a Pro-Am driver, Chris Schierling. Kyle Strauss 38, Craig Carroll 39, Forrest Holland 40. Brian Zaborowski Jr. 41, Gui Oliveira and 42, Matthew Jennings 43, Joshua Justice 44, Kyle Howe 45, Charles Whedon 46, also another Pro-Am driver, Charles Whedon. I didn't mean to call out the Little Lugnuts team, but both those are those two drivers. Anyway, Ivan Duarte in 47, Charlie Bass 48, and drivers that may or may not show up. Oh, Gabriel O'Brien is going to show up. He did qualify 49. Trey Mistak 50. Devin Brock 51. John Storer 52. Colin Giddings 53. Michael Othman 54. And Ken Poulin 55. That is the board. That is the grid. And we'll see some of those drivers at the back, whether or not they actually show up. At the moment, Gabriel O'Brien is the last of those drivers. Trey Mistak should show up. Colin should show up. Giddings should. We have Devin Brock, who's gone to the grid. So we just, maybe it's not 55 drivers. Maybe it's 52, 53. We'll know shortly. But taking us straight across is to the first row here is a rookie of Ryan Otis. Next to him is the Pro-Am driver of Jeff Koffold. I'm sorry, Jeff. Those are just the rules. But you can see the difference here in the categories. The closest Pro-Am is farther back by a bunch of rows. Can't even tell how many. That is not Josh Jablonski. Peter Flanner. It might be Brandon Burns. Yeah, Brandon Burns is the first driver out of the Pro-Ams. And then you have Alex Zier as well. But also you have Jake Daly, who's a AM class driver in the 994, just next to Brandon Burns here. And Seth Hansen, also another AM class driver. I'm just gonna say the rankings sometimes should be just changed a little bit, because got some drivers characteristically in their own class that they were in, but uh, you know, there it is. We got your rookie, your pro, who's in third technically, Jacob Simmons. Gage Hines in fourth. We have three Valhalla drivers right there, all on separate rows, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I mean, he does qualify terrible. Trey, there's no doubt Trey Mistak should be an AM class driver. We should even strip the AM class title from him and just call him a rookie. Because he qualifies like a rookie. Actually, he doesn't, because the rookie is number 1 at the moment. So, what am I to say? There he is, Ryan Otis. Congratulations. Your nearest rival is Kevin R. Mallard, who's in 9th in the Ferrari. Get a blimp of this. Chopper. Let's do static. This is better. The static cameras are presented by Mark Foley. Different angles than what you would normally see if I indeed use them in the race. It feels like it's been a while since we've had this many drivers on the grid in the 50s. So John Storer did not join Michael Othman or Ken Poulin, so it is going to be 52 drivers. And if that's correct by Aiden, I don't even see him. It says he's in the pits. He qualified 12th. Oh my god. Ad break as we go to green flag. That's not good. That's not good. But what it is, Ryan Otis, green flag waving, not now, but should have been waving. They're already going. All right. They are going. And Jacob Simmons already taking P2 from Jeff Koffold across the line as they push. And Kevin Millard further back, trying to retain P9 from Joshua Grasso there. It's further back, and it looks like everyone's slotting in fairly well, except the drivers up here at the top. Jeff getting caught up a little bit maybe by Austin McGill, who was on his inside briefly, and Joshua Grasso makes the overtake into turn 3. That move is done and dusted. Further back, Peter Flanner holding on strong to his. Jake Daly up 2 spots. Seth Hansen up 3. Brandon Burns is punching in his weight class right now because he's got Alex Zier right next to him. And he's down 1 spot from the start of this race as Craig Reese holds on and is actually ahead 1 position over Angel Vanilla Soto, who's up 2. And even Elliot Burton's getting in the mix. He's got up 3. Marshall Scory down 1. But he's kind of got a weird defensive... I mean, he was posturing out there, but then look at that. Kurt Moss, the driver just behind, taking a peek. And further back we go. It is all just set up. You can't even tell who's where, except Trey Mistak. Whoa, that is Charlie Bass. Maybe? No, that's Brian Zaborowski Jr. who spun. Trey Mistak is now up 11 positions, now into 39th. And that is just 1 lap. 1 lap, folks. And Brian is already in the pits. It looks like he's got some damage. Charlie Bass trying to make a move here on Trey Mistak. And actually gets it done. Fairly well at hand. Charlie Bass here in 39th, ahead of Trey Mistak. Didn't let it go. Further up, we got Eric Koonsman Went side by side with Scott Webber. Or no, that's Daniel Haynes. Sorry. Scott Webber's behind. Eric is doing fairly well. Up 5 spots. Scott Webber's up 6. Joshua Grosso stuck to John Javecki. Only 2 tenths separate these two. Will he make a move? John Javecki's down 2 from the start of this race. It's bueno for him. Isn't going to take a chance into turn 1. I'm not sure if I'm hearing this correctly, but we're going side by side here with Joshua Grosso and John Javecki, and will it go to Josh? Through he goes into turn 3, and he makes the move, but look at that, Kevin Millard also in there, and he makes the overtake on John Javecki as well. Oh, that is 2. 2 spots lost in the span of a corner. Oh, that's got to be frustrating. Zach Peterson, who's down 7, holding on to his spot. Oh, no, we got a spin here from Angel. Whoa! Well, it is a spin, but it wasn't his fault. That was Elliot Burton with a send into turn 4. Oof. All right. Wow, look at that. Patrick Rich is up 10 spots. He's in P26 at the moment. Jackson Schlock down 1. He's got Chris Chitterling, who's up 8. Noah Hoskinson up 5. All behind him. There's going to be some test. Zach Peterson holding firm in 27th. Ooh. Sounds like someone made a mistake in turn 1. And that is Eric Koonsman. Oh, unfortunate. Carlos Whedon and Gui Oliveira on a little bit of a powwow into turn 1. Looks like Charles Whedon's trying to make a move here on Gui Oliveira, and I may be down into turn 3 here. And he's got the move sort of done. No, yes, he's fully ahead now of the rookie of Gui Oliveira. And that's 14 positions gained for him. Joshua Justice in 31st, up 13. Looks like we're seeing some pace differences here as we have Trey Nissak now up 14. Got Richard Swederski here, and he's going to make the move in turn 8. But it's not done. And Richard holding steady with the defense. It's unfortunate for Richard there. He's down 12. Started. I wonder if he had any incident on lap 1. Noah Hoskinson making a move here at Chris Chitterling into turn 1. Haven't seen many moves into turn 1, but it didn't work. Ahead Jackson Schwab on Zach Peterson. How late can you brake? And through he goes and makes up a spot, even if it's just 1. Congrats. H. Heinz and the Valhalla Racing drivers all running concurrently. Unfortunate for Jeff and Gage. Jeff down 2, Gage down 1, Austin McGill up 1. And so they've traded places. But Valhalla running strong in 3, 4, and 5 with Jacob Simmons chasing down the leader. Mark Foley kind of holding on to the back of this little group here. 6/10 back. It would be pro, but I'll stop. But, you know, things change. The ranking system is interesting. It's interesting. All right, can Noah Hoskinson try to make the move this time around? He's going to follow. Kurt Moss here, and Craig Reese. Ooh, yeah, Craig Reese making the move on Kurt Moss. He's now down only 2, regaining a spot, I guess. Kurt Moss up 5. He's got Scott Webber behind him, but 1.5 seconds back. I think he's got that covered. Now he just has to follow in line. The 21st moment. Lee Oliveira and Trey Mistack battling it out right now, and it looks like we might still be able to hang on to this. Oof, Trey down in the inside makes the move. That's 16 positions gained for Trey Mistack. Charles Whedon on Joshua Justice. Ooh. Trey just picked up another one. I think that was Matt. It wasn't Matt Jennings, was it? I couldn't tell you who that was, but somebody spun. Prashant, down 19. This is the stuff we're looking at here. That Craig Carroll? Craig's missing his front end. Yeah, some hijinks must have happened on lap 1 as we're seeing some drivers that are in not good spots. Colin Luckhurst, no luck for Colin. He's also got his front end missing. How's the pickle booth tonight, Chase? Well, easy. It's pickle free. Are these legs paid entry? No, it's a free to join there, Ryman. Free to join. We stream the GT3 Sprint Championship, the Falcon Series. Ooh, I don't like that one bit. We stream a couple things, is what I was going to say. Tyler Kern off there just spun it all on his own, locked up. It's unfortunate for him. Take a look here. Joshua Grasso's trying to make some moves here. He's got Kevin Millard, who's actually was behind him, but slotted in when Joshua made a pass on John Javecki. I'm not explaining my love for pickles. Those are disgusting. And they're going side by side into turn 1. It hasn't really worked out for anyone I've seen, but it didn't work out. We'll see it happen again. Not paid by any means. Free to join. There's 53 drivers on the grid at the moment. GT3 Sprint Championship is streamed. The V's and Rays. That's a multi-class racing on Thursdays. That is streamed. The Falcon Series is on every other Tuesday, and that is streamed. The Endurance Championship, the WEC Championship, GT3s, GTPs. Oh, little mistake there out of Joshua Grasso, and Kevin Millard is going to try to capitalize on it, and it's going to go side by side. And Kevin, a rookie, passing one of our pro drivers. And is he going to be able to hold on to it? I think so. Oh, Josh is going to keep this going too wide, and this is very clean. But who's got the better exit? And that's Kevin, as Kevin goes through. If there's higher participation in the Endurance Championship, if we get over 30 drivers, I think it will also get streamed as well. I think it's like 30 something was a requirement, but just a lot of drivers we needed to reseed that. It was pretty popular for one season, and then this is kind of dwindled in participation. Well, here's the Valhalla drivers. Austin McGill here was caught up to Jacob Simmons, and no change really from Ryan Otis and Jacob Simmons. And these two drivers, they've been kind of stuck together, but Austin splitting his sister teammates, and he's now 1.2 seconds difference to them. but he's half a second off this driver of Jacob Simmons, Thunder Thighs Racing. And you could really see P1 through P7. This is this grouping here. This is all we get. 7 onward. That last driver is Joshua Jablonski. Okay, nice. What are the class requirements? D, 800 plus I rating. I think is the only requirements there. We'll go look at a different little grouping. Joshua Grosso, not leading. This is P8 onward, and we have a tight grouping here. From P8, who we're seeing on screen further back, I couldn't even tell you who that last one is. Whoa! Somebody just spun, and they're going to drop down the order. And that is Craig Reese, all the way back there in turn 10. Now we got a definitive. We're looking at Kevin Millard to P20. This is how close this grouping is. From P8 to P20. This is a nice range for these drivers. That wasn't the driver I was looking at. Alex Zier. Alex Zier was making a move into turn 3, and he did, but it didn't quite work. Yeah, and those like, I guess classes are more or less like they look at a bunch of different factors: how you qualify, race pace, how many overtakes you make, or how many you get demoted by. It's a weird system. Somebody has it written down somewhere about it, but it's basically all it tries to do is determine whether or not you should be in the pro class or you should be in the pro-am class. Our rookies are the drivers that have not participated enough to get a ranking from our personal ranking statistic. So they just stay rookies until they get their 5 races. Yeah, 5 races, as Easy Mart said. They allow people to join mid-season. Oh, you can join whenever you want. That's the beauty of it. Did I just miss somebody getting passed? Oh, I didn't. It's close, though. Brandon Burns trying to make a move here on Seth Hansen. And he does so before getting into the braking zone, so that's good for him. Yeah, you can join whenever. And the season just started. This is round 1, so if you wanted to... And there's a drop week for each... for half the season. So the first 6 races determines the first half champion in each class. Drop week is in effect, so we take points away. Whatever your lowest race was, you can just get your those expunged, so it only takes 5 of the races, 5 of the 6. Oh, we've seen some... Now we're just seeing a lot of these drivers. Oh, no, sorry, Daniel Haynes, Valhalla Racing driver. Is that true? I think he's Valhalla. Going side by side here with Marshall Scari. And didn't quite have the overlap there, and he's going to dip back in. That's why you see the Pro-Am with purple accents on some drivers. They're the midfield class. There's going to be some outliers here. Nice job for Austin McGill for the fastest lap there. Explain some of those outliers here. Thank you, Mercury4, for the follow. Trey Mistack, one of the pro drivers, he's sitting in P29 at the moment, up 21 positions. He's looking at Kyle Strauss. That red accent means he is a rookie. The orange accents are for the pros. And then you have your blue accents. C1. Daniel Haynes is going side by side here. Marshall Scari, but he gets a little bit blocked here. And that is Seth Hansen. That is indeed Seth Hansen in the AM class accents, the light blue. We do run safety cars as well. There's a safety car generator. And it is an in-house safety car generator. It's a program that a bunch of our leading programming nerds, they were able to cobble something together that works fairly well, actually. It determines how many people are off track or stopped on track. And, oh, there's a spin there from Kurt Moss. And we will actually do a safety car. So if Lee Alvarez is missing his front, it's unfortunate for him. That's just carbon fiber. Eric Koonsman. Oh, Craig Carroll has a black meatball. Take a look here at some of these session events. All right, here we go. Craig Carroll was going through the final corners. There's Eric Koonsman. Ooh. Oh no. How do you go to that one? You see him on the outside. He's going to go to switch. Then he moves forward on him. Oh no. Oh. Whoa. That's that's unfortunate. Eric Koonsman. Craig Carroll. That's what we consider no bueno. Charles Whedon. Holding back Kyle Strauss there. Charles Whedon up 18 spots. Craig Mistack up 23. Fairly typical for a pro driver who starts. He has the race pace to be in the top 10, but then, you know, qualifies at the back on purpose, just for more fun, I guess. All right, let's look at some incidents. There's Adam Tingle who spins, and boom, that takes Kyle Howe with him. Or sorry, yes, Kyle Howe who spun, and then Adam Tingle on the back end there. Those two just came together. They were definitely. Oh, a little spin here from Eric Koonsman. And that's what sent him right on the apex. I mean, he's slightly off of it, but what we're watching is him accelerate further, which doesn't look like an ideal scenario by any means. Brian Zaborowski Jr. doing a little Tokyo drift and applies brakes. All right, we got it. He did well on that one. And then Chris Schitterling. What happened here? Chris just lost it over the curbing. No real harm or foul on that one. Matthew Jennings earlier tries to make a move here. Oh no, that was Matthew Jennings who got a move made on. That was Richard Swederski who sent him sideways. That is unfortunate. Ivan Duarte. Ooh, that is not his fault. That is... If I had to say, there goes too wide. Maybe, no. Oh, I think, actually, I pulled back my comment. I don't think he left enough room for this too wide scenario to turn one. He moves over, and there's a car there, so that's a hard one to call. Craig Reese. Oh, this is the one we saw earlier from another distance, but into the barrier he goes. Tyler Kern spun on his own. I think we saw that one. Back to a live performance. We're still seeing a couple drivers make some moves. Daniel Haynes is in the pit, so he's going to lose out a little bit. Lap 15 to 31, mandatory pit stops. That seems like maybe it's going to be a good move for him. We'll take a look at Daniel Haynes, who was up further ahead. Now dropping that back a little bit. Kyle Howe. Got Zach Peterson just ahead of him. Let's see if lap 1 we did have a moment. Lap 1 was Adam Tingle, and we went 3 wide, and it's just a mess. That's what caused all this carnage at the start. Tyler Anderson was in that. It's on the inside, I believe. I have no idea. Yeah, Prashant was in that. Prashant's on the inside here. He's that purple. and he gets it in. That's Colin Luckhurst who went sideways. Brian Zaborowski's also trying to get through this, and he just, bang, right in the back. Al Howe as well. And then Colin Giddings. Nowhere to go. This is just an unfortunate situation into turn 3. But you know it was going to happen. I mean, without a doubt. It was going to be either that or 4. It's a Red Bull ring. An opening lap, people sending it 3 wide. It's going to happen. Look at that. Trey Mistak making a move down the straight, a little kink straight, and already passed Joshua Justice for 25 positions gained. Is he our leader in overtakes right now? Yes, he is. Just behind him is Charles Wheaton with up 19. Jackson Shalak trying to make a move here on Scott Webber. Patrick Rich also joining the fray. There's that Porsche on the outside. And through goes Jackson Shalak on Scott Webber. And Patrick Rich. Can he respond by also making a move? There's Noah Hoskinson just behind, who's up 11 spots in 24th. One of the league owners. Ooh. Angel Bonella Soto down 11. Got Tyler Kern there, and he's made the move. Oof. Looks like there was a little bit of driver correction for Tyler Kern. Scott Webber now into the pits. See what's going to happen there. Dylan Thomas. Brandon Burns, 2 Pro-Ams. The Purple Pams going at it here. And Brandon Burns, congratulations on the promotion. It looks like you're showing it by giving us a good battle in the Pro-Ams with another Pro-Am. It's not done just yet for Dylan Thomas, who's going to offer defense into turn 4. Actually doesn't need one. He's already kept the spot. And is all good for that driver. For now. Who's to say? Things might change. Now we got some pits, pit call strategies here. Now, I guess I'm trying to an internal monologue moment for myself. Austin McGill, who's in second, he passed Jacob Simmons at some point. That much we can discern. Now up 3 spots and is pressing on Ryan Otis here, a rookie driver. But Jacob Simmons, who's now in third, it's got Jeff in 4th. Colin Luckhurst is lap traffic. That's why I was confused for a second. So the Valhalla drivers haven't lost out anything just except off the opening lap. They're still running fairly strong, 4th and 5th, 2nd, 4th, and 5th. And then Joshua Jablonski did make a move here on Mark Foley at some point, which put him in the 6th and Mark into 7th, retaining his qualifying start, 7th position. And here's Charles Whedon. Up 24 spots. Joshua Justice up 23. Ahead of them in 20th is Trey Mistak, who started 30 back. It's crazy. From 50th to 20th. No? Now we're going to have drivers that are in the pits. We'll see some driver changes. Everybody up to John Javecki, who pit... Oh, it's actually on his out lap, so this will be his first lap back in. And We pit on lap 17. So we're on 19 now. First driver in the top 20 to do so. And I guess that's where we'll see the difference here. Elliot Burton was behind John Javecki, so kind of slots in how we think it is. Richard Swiderski hasn't pit just yet, so that will change for him. Ryan Otis and Austin McGill, they changed spots. Oh. Missed the battle for P1. Guys, my bad. Let's take a look here. Just gets him into turn 3. No, he doesn't. Oh, that was turn 4. And Ryan Otis went off. That's how he really got it done. He is in the pits. Ryan Otis stays out. A lot of people stayed out. John Javecki's coming up. There's Austin McGill. Austin has Joshua Jablonski out. Brandon Burns is in. Austin's in 10th at the moment. He was leading this race. Drivers are exiting the pits and some shakeups are happening here. Look at this though. Alex Zier, Dylan Thomas, Brandon Burns, Marshall Scari, all Pro-Am drivers that are all coming out close together. And on exit, there's Adam Tingle, who's an AM class driver, and then Elliot Burton, another Pro-Am driver, joining the fray. Take an ad break. Let's think anything's really happening. Drivers are giving us a little bit of a battle here in the Pro-Ams. Elliot Burton trying to make a move here on Marshall Scari. Ooh, buddy! They came together. He straightened him out, though. My bad. We'll go side by side, wheel to wheel again. And I'll take it clean way. I think he's about to do so. This outside to the inside has really gotten a strong run there, and yes, he did. Elliot Burton doing what many other drivers have been able to do through that section, that 7-8 section, and what a move. Done. Joshua Jablonski, Mark Foley, going almost side by side here. Into turn 3. It's going to hold fast for that driver. Joshua Jablonski is holding it just ahead of Mark Foley for the moment. Austin McGill is now in second. Peter Flanner yet to pit. Ryan Otis is back by 1.8 seconds. All right, take a look here. Peter Flanner, once he gets into the pits, will drop. I'm not even sure where he was at before this. Up 10. He's got a 10-second gap. It's going to take him 30 seconds. He'll come back in at like P13 or 14 is what we're going to look for on this driver. And overtakes the driver of, gosh, I don't know, Gabriel O'Brien. Austin McGill. Through. Trying to get out of the way there with Forrest Holland. Wanted to get a bit of extra of a tow. Marshall Scari and Elliot Burton are not letting this one go. They're still battling it out here. Peter Flanders out. Joshua Grasso is down into turn 1. I think that's going to be the change there. I said P13, and little did I know, Peter Flanner improved. 2 positions gained. He's ahead of Joshua Grasso. That's a pretty significant chunk there. Great job for Peter Flanner on his pitch strategy. I think it worked out for him as Brandon Burns is going to go the long way around into turn 3. as Dylan Thomas is defending, and Brandon on the outside trying to make a move here on Dylan Thomas, and it hasn't happened, but maybe this is it. No, it is not. They're side by side still. We'll go down into turn 4 and see how this plays out on the exit. Who's got the better power down? And it looks like it's Dylan Thomas. Are they going to fight into 5 and 6? Maybe. He goes for the outside lineup, and he's already behind. Now he's just got to find something to happen for him here. Gabriel O'Brien is out in front of him. That might play a key role in this battle. Lap traffic usually does, but both are let by, and I was mistaken. It's unfortunate. But these two giving us a really good battle here. Oscar Jablonski trying to make a move here on Gage Hines. Just ahead. And it looks like Jeff, if we had to do that, I had to say it's the way it is, based on the classifications that we have, Joshua Grasso making a move here in turn 3 gets Peter Flanner. Can Peter Flanner respond? I guess we'll see into turn 4 here. Josh is going to defend that inside line and stays ahead. But he's got to worry about Jake Daly. And we'll get to Jake Daly in a second. Brandon Burns still trying his best. Little bit of an error there for Dylan Thomas, but it didn't shake him. Stays ahead of Brandon Burns. Back over to Jablonski here. Austin McGill is leading this race. He is our pro driver. I wonder if there's going to be any mistakes on that one. Someone said, or Matthew Wyckoff said that Austin McGill is the Pro-Am. I don't have any comprehensive sheet that says he's not a pro. Last I heard of it, he was a pro. But if he's a Pro-Am, then that means a Pro-Am won the race. And Jeff Koffold, who's actually a Pro-Am, got demoted, is in P3. He doesn't win the Pro-Am race. Ryan Otis is the rookie, who's going to win the rookie class. And then Jake Daly, who's in 11th, is our AM class driver who's going to win that class. There's a lot of confusion out there on the board. I guess we'll see post-race how that shakes up. But Austin McGill, from my understanding, is a pro, winning the pro class. Ryan Otis is a rookie in 2nd. Jeff Koffold is in 3rd, and he is going to win the Pro-Am title. And then, just briefly, we have Jake Daly, who's been impressive. It's John Chavecki. Sorry, Jake Daly, the guy ahead of him, who's been impressive in a handful of races. He does qualify well, and he kind of keeps it together. He's gained 3 spots, actually. So this AM class driver is putting his other AMs to shame a little bit, as I think the next closest one, Ray Grease in 24th. Elliott Burton and Marshall Scary are battling out again, and Marshall Scary is actually ahead of Elliott. He managed to get on by. That's got to be frustrating. You passed him once, he passes you back, you got to pass him again. Oh, Noah Hoskinson on lap 24. He's had a spin. Tyler Anderson's engine blew up in the pits. Well, at least he's in the pits when that happened, right? Kyle Strauss. It's a bump and shove. I would believe that's Tyler Kern. Be wrong about that one. Yeah, that is Tyler Kern. That is contact. Full contact. Take a look here at this one. This is Gabriel O'Brien. This spin. Oh, and hit Brian Zaborowski. Hopping right on the track, and that literally just destroyed Brian's car immediately. Like, yeah, you can't do anything about that one. Little pirouette from Forrest there. Alright, Scott Weber's just fun there. Trying to get out of the way. I think that's a good use of not holding your brakes. If there was ever a case. I know they say you shouldn't hold your brakes. I don't know, you should hold your brakes is the rule. But when he spun, missed that one. Oh, well, if he had held his brakes, maybe he wouldn't have hit that. Yeah, I don't know. But he did not hold them to get out of the way entirely. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But he wouldn't have slowed down in time for that. That was Joshua Justice that hit him. That would, like, even if he was on his brakes, I don't think that would have changed the outcome of that contact. But who's to say? It's kind of where you see the pro-ams. They're all together in the teens. Our top 10 is one pro-am. The rest pros. Actually, two rookies, and the rest are pros. So, and then right outside the top 10, you have a AM class driver in 11th, and then it's pro-ams for the rest of that spot there. Happened. Timing shoot. Dylan Thomas in 17th. 50. Marshall Scari. That's the first time I've seen that. Dylan Thomas, Elliot Burton going side by side. Elliot Burton getting through. Makes the move. How's Fark Moley doing? Oh, Fark man. He is in 7th where he qualified. He briefly had some spots, but then just went right back to where he started. So, yep, now it's just holding on to 7th with no one. Kevin Millard is in 8th, 6 seconds back. No real things can be due. Nothing can really happen for him at the moment. He's got kind of a lonely race. Joshua Jablonski is his closest driver, and that's a 2.1 second gap that we have for these two. Peter Flanner, Joshua Grasso battling out here. Joshua Grasso holding on to 9th right now. It's not all over though. 4 laps to go. They're side by side. Okay. So that little funkiness on the scoreboard, on the leaderboard, I should say, is like not registering Marshall Scari and counting Dylan Thomas twice. No idea. I've never seen that before. Odd. Yeah. Skills of these two pro drivers, Joshua Grasso and Peter Flanner, holding it strong for him. Gage Hines trying to make a move here on Jacob Simmons. His buddy Jeff Koffold, who's the Pro-Am, leading the Pro-Ams at the moment. What the heck is that in the background? Three laps to go. There's still a bunch of people kind of in some trains. Unsung hero here a little bit. Aiden Wertz, an AM class driver. He's been on the back of Patrick Rich there for some time, but look at this grouping. They're kind of tight still. It's, Charles Whedon is just ahead of Zach Peterson. That group holding strong. Yeah, I don't know. Might be just quiet for me. You. My levels are the same. Actually, I'll say I'm a little, like, I don't think it's that much different on the levels, but, you know. Anyway, how's Jason? I'm doing good. I'm doing strong. Just got a lot of things. I have the stream maxed out and it's quieter than the car sounds. Oh, well, that's an intention. That is rather intentional there, Justin. I have it so that I don't overbore the sounds of the engines. So, like, when we go on board, you shouldn't hear me that well. You should hear the car racing. That's what you should hear. I shouldn't overblare. It's kind of a mix. You should have it. The mix is me in there, but it's not overbearing the actual, you know, car sounds. That's kind of the ideal scenario. That's just how it's gonna work. It's better that way. I mean, it's always been that way. I don't know why you've noticed it now. Austin McGill wins the pro class with Ryan Otis, the rookie, in second. Jeff Koffold wins the Pro-Am after his demotion. The Pro-Ams wins the Pro-Ams. Jack Simmons in the fourth. Gage Hines in fifth. Joshua Jablonski sixth. Mark Foley seven. Kevin Millard in eighth. Joshua Grasso in ninth. Peter Flanner in 10th. John Javecki in 11th. Jake Daly, our AM class driver. All four class drivers won in the top 15. Jake Daly in 12th. Alex Zier in 13th. Brandon Burns 14th. Marshall Scary 15th. Dylan Thomas 16th. Seth Hansen 17th. Kurt Moss 18th. Trey Mistack across the line. No, it isn't. It's Trey Mistack into 18th. Kurt Moss with a black flag in 19th. Elliot Burton in 20. Jackson Sherlock in 21. Darius Timms in 22. Craig Reese behind in 23. Joshua Justice 24. Charles Whedon 25. Holy, there was somebody that just crashed at the back of that. Oh, that is a bunch of black flags. Charles Whedon 24. Zach Peterson 25. Joshua Justice 26. Patrick Rich 27. Aiden Gewurz. I don't even think we could see him. He's still not across the line. Yes, he is. P28. Scott Weber 29. Chris Chitterling 30. Colin Luckers 31. Dylan Brock has a black flag. Angel Bonello Soto has a black flag. 32nd and 33 are going to change in the order. Jeez. Kyle Strauss in the 34. Tyler Kern 35. And that is a wreck right there at the end. Who's that? I don't even know who that last driver is that just popped there. That was Gabriel O'Brien. I'm not sure. That is something. All right, we'll take our drivers. Congratulations, all of y'all. We'll first start with the pro driver, Austin McGill. Someone said you were a Pro-Am driver, but I was like, I don't think that's the case. I don't think you got demoted. That only happened to one of the Valhalla drivers. Congratulations on the pro win. That's got to feel pretty good considering where you qualified. Did you have any team orders there, or did you guys all, as the Valhalla guys, kind of an understanding? Just the pace was a little different. It looked like you all three did really well at the start, but then you were able to get by on Jeff, and then kind of put the fight to Jacob Simmons. And then I think Jeff did the same thing to Jacob Simmons, but later on in the race. Just briefly, how is it fighting against Ryan Otis there when you got that overtake?
I'm glad he kept it clean. I don't think I've ever raced him before, so it was fun. I'm glad he didn't fight me too hard, and yeah, he's pretty quick.
Yeah, he was a pretty quick driver. He's a rookie, that's for sure. He new entry into the grid here. But how was it for I guess all three of you guys as a team? Did you talk about pitch strategy at all? Not that you're all on the same team, but just all in the same group. Because you went in kind of all on your own, and then when you pop back out, you seem to not have to worry about traffic too much. So how'd that all play out?
We didn't really have too much of a like team strategy. I just went as long as I could, and I ended up almost short fueling a little too much. I was lifting the last, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Um, yeah, we didn't really have a strategy. I just went in when I was gonna run out of fuel.
Austin wasn't even in chat, man. He was doing his own thing,
Oh,
flying.
okay. That's a difference there. Well, congratulations, Austin, for the opening race. Are you going to continue racing, or are we going to just see a pop in sometimes when you're able to?
I do plan on running every race.
All right. Well, hopefully you can take it to the title fight. I mean, that was a pretty skillful move there, getting through a couple, a sister teammate, and then Jacob Simmons, who's extremely fast and quick. So is Ryan Otis there from what we saw in this race. Again, congratulations and thanks for talking to me,
Thank you.
Jeff. Pro-Am driver. I know the demotion sucks a little bit, but congratulations. I think you just showed that you still have pro skills. You finished third overall, first in class. The next driver to you would have been I would say Alex Zier, who finished P13, and then that's where all the rest of the Pro-Am start trickling in.
Oh yeah, thanks. I've been sick all week, so like I took some caffeine before the race so I could make do. So I was very excited with where I got qualied, and was just hanging on during the race for everything I got. Fuel saving his way to undercut Jacob in the pits, and then just hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, it was quite something. How did it work out when you were trying to get past Jacob Simmons? Because he was kind of one of your guys's, the wrench there that was in that order that you were trying to get by.
I was just fuel saving as much as I could. That's why I got him in the pits eventually, and then was trying to get by Ryan Otis at the end because it seemed like he was going a little slower, but he kind of saved up for the last lap and just took off for me. So no, that was fun racing Jacob and Ryan. They're
Well,
both very clean racers.
absolutely. I mean, I think it was very clean up there at the higher end of the grid there. Everything looked like it was working out just fine. Thanks for joining me and congratulations again. I mean, you showed that the demotion is no bueno. It didn't make sense because there you are right there at the top of the grid, top five to say top three if you want to go that route. So, but again, congratulations. I hope to see more Valhalla guys. And hey, all your guys' decals worked out. So
Sweet.
thanks for making that
Huge,
work.
huge shout out to Tyler Anderson who hooked us up.
All right, nice. Thanks for him for doing that. Jeff, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, Jake Daly, congratulations.
Hey, appreciate it.
AM class win. I mean, you were very strong in the race. I was keeping tabs on you. Not only were you able to qualify well, you ended up gaining a couple spots. You were up 3, but you lost one to John Javecki towards the end, I think. But still got to feel pretty good about that. I mean, you are in the AM class classified that way, but I mean, you're fighting like you're in the pro-ams, like you have, or even pros, like you were dancing with the pros up there at the top. I mean, you finished ahead of all the pro-ams except Jeff Koffold.
Yeah, qualifying was going really well, and then I think my 5th lap I lost in turn 7 and got black flagged, so started, I don't know, 13, 14. And then Aiden was just ahead of me in AM class, but it looks like he started from the pits, so I didn't have to fight with him. and then I saw that Seth Hansen was my next competitor. And off the first few laps, I was behind Peter Flanner. It looked like his tires were a little cold. I made one move, but he cut me off, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick with this group and play it safe. And then towards the end, yeah, when John Javicki passed me, I had a bad turn one exit, and I was racking up a bunch of off tracks, so I didn't want to risk 4x from him and fighting him, so I just gave it to him and yeah, played it super safe to take the win.
Well, I mean, it was strategic and it worked out for you. I think it was how you managed and what you just said. The focus kind of went that way, and it all played out exactly how you wanted. You got your. Is this your first class win?
It is, yeah. I think I had a chance in Hockenheim last season, but I had a bad pit entry and that ruined it for me. And that's kind of been what's happened a lot over the last few seasons. Is I'll be competing in the top 3 or so for my class, and then I'll just blow it at some point. So this time I was making sure I played it cool.
Yeah, I think I remember that Hockenheim entry thing. Is that what you're talking about? But yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. But congratulations, your first class win. Um, can't wait to see more of these. Hopefully, you can be as consistent as you were here. Again, solid work. You really put it to the test there, and you're able to hold your own against some of the other really great drivers. It was extremely clean racing. Um, thanks for joining me, Jake, and can't wait to see what you do on the next one.
Appreciate it. Looking forward to the season. Bye.
All right, that's it, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. I think we start the endurance championship this Tuesday. I'm pretty sure that's on. That might be streamed. Who knows? But that would be next on Tuesday. That is the endurance championship, the GTPs and GT3s. I think 90-minute race. Safety car generator for that one. Multiple pit stops, more than likely, or maybe just a one. And then we have Arca Oval racing on Wednesday, and that's going to be at North Worksport. What works? I can't say that word. Worksparrow. Worksport. Sucks. Can't say it. Anyway, then V's and Rays on Thursday. The F4 series is on Fridays, and as always, back on Sunday night for the GT3 Sprint Championship. Thank you for joining me, everybody, and have a good evening.